Welcome to Carrier Pay Manager. To find the Carrier Pay Manager, go to Accounting, down to Carrier Pay Manager. Carrier Pay Manager is where you keep track of your payables to your external carriers. In this section, you will pull up either all carriers or a particular carrier, whichever you prefer. The date range is set to a 3-month default, but if you wish, you can open it up to a larger date window. In this case, we're simply going to leave it at 3 months and then select Run Report. At this point, all loads that are still in the new section will appear. When you receive your invoice from your carrier, you will come into this section, find the appropriate load. In this case, we're going to look at 799, all transport. You will mark the bill as received. The first thing that you will notice, you will have a pop-up window, and at this point, you will confirm that the dollar amount within ITS Dispatch matches the dollar amount on the external carrier's invoice. If it is a match, simply select yes. At this point, ITS Dispatch will default to add our load number as the invoice number. If you wish, you can remove this number and add the carrier invoice number, and you will also have the date received. If this is the date that you physically received the bill, you can simply hit save at this time. If you did receive it previously, simply go to the calendar beside date received and select the appropriate date. In this case, we're going to say that the invoice received yesterday. At that point, simply hit save, and you'll notice that it marks received as of yesterday. You will do this for each and every invoice from your carriers that you receive. You'll notice on the far right-hand side there is an aging column. In this section here, you can keep track of what invoices are due and when you physically receive the invoice. If you pay your carriers on a 30 or 45-day cycle or 90-day cycle, this will help you keep track of the information. When a bill has come due, simply go over, based on the aging, to the far left-hand side and put a check mark in the appropriate box that you want to pay. We are going to pay the 44-day invoice and the 36-day invoice at this point. To create a carrier pay report, first I want to make sure everything is correct, so I'm going to preview the information and open up the PDF, and there's my information. It will have my company name in the upper left-hand corner, the load number, today's date, the ship date, the dispatcher that physically booked the order, the telephone number, how many pages we're printing, and the work order that was associated with this load. You will have the carrier's full name and address, their phone number, their equipment, and their dollar amount that you still owe them. Below that, you will have a summary of where the load was picked up and when, and where it was delivered and when. And at the very bottom will be the amount still due. There will be one page for each individual invoice. Once you confirm that all the information is correct, simply proceed to the upper left-hand corner and select the print function. This will allow you to print a single carrier pay report for each individual transaction. Once completed, go to the upper right-hand corner, select the close screen. With the two loads still checked, select the generate function. By generating the information, it will give you a last chance to print the information if you want. Okay. As it does here, if you've already printed it, just simply close. By generating the information, what it does is move the loads from the new section and places the loads into the completed section so that you do not by accident pay that carrier more than once for the load. To confirm the information has been moved, simply hit the completed section, select Run Report. I'm going to sort by generation date, which I find the easiest. And you notice at the top there's two loads with today's date. This was taped on November the 24th. Those are the two loads. I can always come back into here and preview the information once I select which information I want to preview. And if I have made an error and paid this carrier by mistake, I can simply unpay it and it moves it back from the completed section into the new section. This is how the Carrier Pay Manager works within ITS Dispatch. Any further questions, please contact our office.